If you're in a relationship and you break up after watching this video, yes, you can thank me later. Now, in blaring contrast to my brooding and soulless looking demeanor, I have no issues with relationships, Valentine's Day, or love. In fact, made by my apparent outfit change, I love love because my vest, it has hearts on it. Why? Because hearts are adorable, and I'm adorable. Now, in our great month of February, we celebrate 3 things in the following order of importance. Number 1, Black people. Number 2, me. And number 3, a holiday that's used to validate failing relationships through the performance of buying mediocre chocolates and teddy bears suspected of using performance-enhancing things. Now, as previously aforementioned, I do not hate Valentine's Day. Like, don't y'all remember back in the day, we were like young kids and we were all forced to bring each other Valentines to school? That day used to be lit. The problem comes in when you get older. And so now, there's nobody who's obligated to buy you free candy unless they like you. Which means if you're watching this on Valentine's Day, you're not going to get anything. But I'm here to tell you that roses are red, violets are blue, flowers die, and so do you. But no, being single is S tier. It's being a filet mignon amongst a sea of filet of fish. There are 3 reasons why you should be single, and in no real order of importance. Reason number 1, relationships are a scam. So originally, I was going to use statistics that show that the divorce rate in the United States is really high, like around 50%. But upon a lackluster 5-minute Google search, I found that a lot of the results were confusing and more complicated than I thought they would be. And honestly, most of them contradicted my point. So like the scary orange man, I will simply make up my own facts. Now, I'm no stable genius, but I've come across some pretty convincing evidence that backs up my claim that relationships are a scam. So let's go over them. First, we're going to start with the word dating. Now, what does dating start with? D. You know what also starts with D? Desperation, doom, divorce. Moving on, the word relationship. Really bad idea. Marriage. M. My life is over. But then if we move on to the word single, single starts with S. What else starts with S? We have S tier, smart, sexy, super rich. Clearly we can see that with the evidence that I've just laid out to you that dating is for dummies, while singleness is for the S tier members of society. So don't be dumb, be S tier. That leads me to my next point, which is you should be too busy dating yourself. Now, if you aren't already in a relationship with yourself, you should be. Because how can you be lonely when you have me, myself, and I? Being single is a financially wise decision. Because how can you afford buying things for somebody else when you can't even afford yourself? Balenciaga taste, Chef Boyardee budget. And I know what some of you are thinking. Some of you are saying, but you don't need to buy people things in a relationship. You don't need materialistic items. You just need someone that you can spend time with. And to that I say, time is money. And so by being single, we are saving money, therefore making us super rich. But on a serious note, why do we crave commitment when we can't even commit to decide on what we want to eat? You want companionship, but do you even like your own company? We want to have someone be loyal to us. We need to be loyal to ourselves. Do you know your own likes and dislikes? Do you support your own dreams? Do you communicate with yourself in a healthy way so that you can figure out your problems and try to move past them? If we're not even doing that for ourselves, why would we do that for somebody else? You want to ride or die, but you're going to ride and die alone. So we need to focus on one of the most important relationships that we have, and that is the relationship that we have with ourselves. So moving on to our third and final reason for single superiority. You're not single because nobody wants you. You just haven't met anybody that's worth your time. Now, if you think that you're single because you're unattractive, because you're not good enough, I'm here to tell you that there's something that happens to both pretty and ugly people when they're in relationships. They get cheated on. Now, unhealthy environments, toxic partners, cheating, they happen to you regardless of what you look like. Trifling relationships are equal opportunists, rated E for everybody. So it's not your looks that are holding you back. It may be your personality. But really, it's the fact that you are a Michelin star meal and everyone around you is a McDisappointment. Basically what I'm trying to say is that if you're single, It's simply because you haven't found the right person yet. You are surrounded by trash. And you don't want to date trash. Who are you? Oscar the Grouch? See, listen. There are 7.674 billion people on this planet. So why do you keep going back to Liam, who's cheated on you 7 times? Grayson is having a 2-for-1 special and you think you're living a life of monogamy. You keep fighting to stay with Stephanie, but Stephanie just wants to fight with you every day. Basically, single people are simply people who have not settled. A majority of the relationships that we see, we're not getting the full picture. Because a lot of them are actually mediocre, dissatisfied, Applebee's. And see, us S-tier members of society, we avoid mediocrity like the 1% avoid paying taxes at all costs. So don't feel down about being single. Instead, celebrate that you respect yourself enough to only be with someone who is worth your time. Because more importantly, time equals money. So that wraps up all the reasons why being single is really a wonderful thing to be. And also, just to reiterate, I am not anti-love, I am not anti-relationships. I think that healthy and positive, nurturing relationships are a beautiful thing. And if you happen to catch me in a relationship at some time long after this video is filmed, pretend you see, but you do not see. So for Valentine's Day this year, I challenge you to love yourself more. Take yourself out on a date. Preferably inside, because we're still in the midst of a Pangea and y'all are out here spreading the Rona around like we're in a petri dish. So instead of participating in petri dish tomfoolery, stay at home and order an overpriced heart-shaped pizza. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave me a comment down below, hit that like, and you know what also starts with S? Subscribe. But until next time, friends, bye.